This game has been down too long in the Midnight Sea. Now that I've got that obvious joke out of the way, Holy Diver. When you hear the title of this game, there are only two possible things that can come to one's mind. Either the Pope on a springboard, or Ronnie James Dio. And luckily, this game is based on the latter. The manual mentions the Crimson Emperor Ronnie entrusting his sons Randy and Zack to his loyal servant Ozzy, and Randy eventually sets out to battle demons. This sounds like fanfiction, but it's really only a regular magical story with these names thrown in. I'm fine with it though. The game looks quite similar to Castlevania, but instead of a whip and weapons, Holy Diver focuses on Randy shooting energy out of his hands and using magic. You start out with a short life bar, 50 MP, and a double shot magic attack. After every stage you beat, you get a new one, like Blizzard, that freezes enemies in place and turns lava into ice that you can then break. Unfortunately, these were the only magic powers that I got to see, because this game is hard. And I couldn't get any further. But I'm glad to say that the difficulty, while high, doesn't feel as unfair as some other games. There are no one-hit kills due to your life bar, which can also be upgraded. There are a lot of enemies out to make you suffer, which I'd say is the main difficulty. But there's also an amount of strategy involved in the game, like in the second stage how you have to freeze a lava waterfall and then break the blocks to pass through it. I only got to one boss battle, but it wasn't that hard actually, because the thing always jumps when you get close to it, and you can outrun its fireball attack. After beating it, you grab your new magic power set under a big bell, referencing Hell's Bells perhaps, and a hypnotic screen effect warps you to the next stage. The game has unlimited continues, which is necessary with a game this hard, although it can get very disheartening that you get sent back to the beginning of the stage most of the time. Despite a lot of the time it feels like you have made it far enough to reach a checkpoint. The graphics are appealing and gothic, and the music isn't bad either, although it doesn't sound like the metal you might have expected from the title. The game in general looks and sounds like it could have been an official Castlevania spin-off, and that's not a bad thing. Since I can't get very far, I don't have too much to say about this game honestly. It's very difficult with a lot of enemies and a pretty stiff jump, but the game also appears well planned out, so it gives off the impression that it is possible to beat with lots of practice and skill. I don't possess that skill yet, but maybe with time and the power of metal, it could yet be possible.